A little exhibition hockey on tap as the Norwich Sea Captains play host to ACHA Men Divisions 2 team, the Westfield State Owls. Westfield in their road navy uniforms, skating from left to right. Norwich in their home whites with the red and blue trim, and we're underway. So a bit of a different one for you this evening. This game was originally scheduled back in September, had to be postponed. Was going to be a bit of a preseason tune-up for both of these squads. Instead, we get to see each other in the month of December. Cam Holton trying to come up with the puck. Instead, it'll be Aiden Bain getting it into the zone. Westfield State is currently ranked 13th overall in the ACHA rankings. So it should be a good test for these Sea Captains as Drew Schemmel comes over the blue line. Lost possession of the puck. D to D they go. Now Ryan Ginnett for the Owls. Sends it all the way down the ice. Jamison Bain chasing after this. Icing is called, and 59 seconds into the first period, we have our first stoppage. Back the other way come the Owls, racing after it and getting there first for Westfield is Jake Morgan. Morgan had that go off of his stick, and now here comes Drew Schemmel for the Sea Captains out of the zone. Schemmel has that knocked off of his stick. Matt Ward chips one off the glass, picking it up, and skating up ahead with it is Ginnett. Ginnett gets turned around at the blue line, lost possession of the puck, flipped on back down. And now up ahead, it's Tim Hayden. Hayden tried playing that's Harwell. Harwell lost possession. Westfield getting to work. Long range shot, knocked down. Great save, Alex Cymbaluk coming up big early on. Cymbaluk made the initial save, kicks out the leg, gets the rebound as well. Now Scarbeck for the Owls. Lost possession. Harwell in his own corner. 2 minutes gone by in the first. Hayden. And now it's Jack Kinahan. Kinahan one-on-one. Kinahan a long-range shot, and that's directed aside by Westfield starting goaltender Michael Viveris. Viveris sees his team get the puck out of the zone. Through center ice they come. Ginnett on goal, saved by Cymbaluk, and he'll hold on. Alex Cymbaluk starting off strong. 17:38 to go in the first period. So face off to the left of Cymbaluk. Given back to the point. Snapped back down low. Nice shot by Sean Jones holding the blue line. Jones now sees this puck come out of the zone. Racing up ahead is Dylan Weber. Dylan Weber, a 2000 birth year. Aged out of the NA3HL last season after playing a pair of seasons in Danbury. First for the Danbury Colonials and then for the rebranded Danbury Junior Hat-Tricks. Weber, one of those veteran presences on the hat-trick squad last year. Good to see him back out on the ice. He wears number 16 for Norwich in this game. Unfortunately, this will probably be the only game that we see him wearing a Norwich uniform. Down low, sent in front, intercepted by Weber. And here comes Dylan Weber out of the zone. Has Aiden Bain with him, plays off the boards for him. Too far for Bain. Bain will chase after it. Behind the net of Avaris. It's sent around the boards. Picked up. And setting out of the zone by Brendan Jones. Jones got it as far as the red line before Cam Holton picks it up. Here's Holton into the zone. Picks up Weber. Weber has that get knocked off of his stick. Sent all the way, or rather off sides. A delayed version against Norwich. Play continues at center ice. Here's Jamison Bain. Has Aiden Bain with him as well. Collected by the Owls with 16:15 to go in the first period. Trying to work it down deeper. For Norwich was Max Tapia. Good to see Tapia on the ice once again for the Sea Captains. He's only played in 5 games so far this season. Thrown up the wall by Jack Allen. This goes all the way down the ice. No icing on the play, so Jamison Bain will have to play it. Bain around the boards for Tegan Byer. Byer couldn't get around the defense of John Rennie. Poked off the stick of Jamison Bain. Bain goes back to retreat. Across for Ward. Tried giving back to Bain. Bain had already turned up ice. Here's Tegan Byer trying to split the Owl defenseman. Byer will send it on down. Viveris directing traffic behind the net. Manahan gets there first for the Sea Captains. And looking to turn it up ice for the Owls is Jack Allen. Allen goes back to his defensive partner, Ryan Ginnett. Ginnett had it knocked off of his stick. Ginnett normally a forward, but seems to be playing back on the blue line for this game. Now at center ice, it's Ginnett trying to get around Schemmel. He does. Ginnett has his shot partially blocked by Hayden. Al's trying to get something going offensively. Goes all the way back up to the point. Allen keeps it alive. Sent down low once again. Tim Hayden looking to clear the puck out. Back up at the point. Chipped off the glass. Hayden punches that one forward. Still stays in the zone. A shot from the point goes wide. Here's Schemmel. It's loose. They score. 13:54 to go in the first period, and Westfield connects first. Bit of a broken play down low, and Sean Jones has his first of the game. So 13:54 to go. Head coach Kevin Cunningham's going to call the troops over. And again, this is called an exhibition game. And it's going to straddle the line between a pure exhibition and more of a controlled scrimmage. Again, this was originally scheduled for September. And so these teams will both take the opportunity when coaches feel necessary to talk things over and improve on things as the game goes on. So just over 6 minutes in. Westfield gets to work once again. Kinahan steals the puck away in his own end, flipping it up out of the zone was Tony Moran. Moran scored his first goal of the season recently. Sure, he'll be quite happy to get that puck in practice this week. And here's Troy Harwell. Goes back to the point. Ethan Ranger outside of his reach. Here come the Owls back the other way. Into the zone. It's Longergan behind the net. Net actually was lifted off of its back for a moment. Never fun for a goaltender when suddenly you feel like you're in a birdcage. Ranger, nice backhand pass, connects with Harwell and Stride. Harwell, top of the circle, knocked off of his stick. Flipped up, now Ward. Matt Ward, the defenseman, caught from behind, still scores! Matt Ward goes upstairs past a stunned Michael Viveris. And now Norwich has found the back of the net. Apologize for the technical issues that we're having today. A little different with the exhibition setup. Either way, each team has scored a goal. Norwich in the offensive zone. Trying to fight through a check is Aiden Bain. It gets wrapped around the boards. Matt Ward, the most recent goal scorer, sends it back into the zone. Here's Holton trying to get around a pair of defenders. Cannot do so with possession. Loose puck picked up by McCormick. McCormick knocked off of his stick. Now Holton trying to get to work. Here's Bain taken away by McCormick. He throws one all the way down the ice. This should be icing. No, waved off as hustling after it and catching up to the puck was Brian Scarbeck. Now here's Bain. Bain knocked off the stick. In the neutral zone, waiting to make sure he can touch the puck, was Tegan Byer. See, that's an intelligent play. He knows that his team is in the middle of a change, and as he's one of those players coming off the bench, if he touches it, it could be blown down on a two-man men on the ice penalty. Meanwhile, racing up ahead was Kyle Corliss. Corliss sends one in front. Back the other way they come. Here's Tegan Byer. Over 8 minutes gone by in the first period. Down the ice. Loose puck picked up by Allen. Allen unable to clear. Leiden, he's able to get it out, and Hayden throws it back in. Here's Nick Sachs going back for Hayden. Icing called against the Sea Captains, and the faceoff will come back down to the right of Alex Cymbaluk. 10:55 to go in the first period. We're tied at 1. On the faceoff for the Owls was Dominic Terzi. Rolls in on goal. Cymbaluk will send it back from whence it came. 10:52 to go in the first period. Here's Hayden. Lost possession of the puck. Pitchfork down by Terzi. Now Byer forces a turnover. Manahan, a little touch pass too far for Byer. Byer will turn away from the pressure and give along for Nick Sachs, who gives back to Byer. Byer off the boards for Manahan. Manahan harder off the boards, intended for Tapia, too far for him. Now Allen. His clearance pass knocked away by Byer. Sea Captain's in the middle of a change. Coming up ahead for the Owls is Ryan Ginnick. Ginnick runs into Hayden at the blue line. Schemmel sees this go far side, too far for Harwell. Now here comes Kinahan into his zone. Kinahan from the top of the circle. A shot goes over the net of Averis. Chipped off the boards out of the zone. Thrown back the other way. Schemmel has this knock off of his stick. And now Ginnick up ahead. Too far to be handled by Jones. Reversed back Souza. And now Harwell. Schemmel through the neutral zone and into the Owls' end. Drew Schemmel driving down low. Now in the near side corner. Tries leaving it for Harwell. That goes off of an Owl defenseman's stick. A couple players still battling for it. Harwell comes up with possession, gives to Schemmel. Schemmel, now Harwell again. Chipped over far side Souza. Souza in the corner, stops, looks for an option. Turns away from the pressure. Manages to draw the Owl defenders down low for Harwell to take a shot, and he missed wide. Now Harwell, a spinning shot in the slot, gets blocked, cleared out of the zone. Chasing after this is Tony Moran. No icing on the play. Moran from behind his net. 9:05 to go in the first period. Harwell, he throws this all the way down the ice. It deflects off of a Westfield 6. No icing on the play. Reversed back. And now it's Robert Gervasi. Gervasi, far side. Up ahead further is Nick Byron. Byron gets turned around. Collision at the blue line. Both players seem to shake it off. Down low, Donovan McCormick sends one that goes off the stick of Terzi. At center ice, it's Jamison Bain. Bain top of the circle. Bain on goal. Glove down by Viveris, and he'll hold on. 8:28 to go in the first period. Tied at 1 between the Westfield State Owls and the Norwich Sea Captains. Seems like both teams have been feeling each other out so far for the first half of this first period. As well, no surprise there. Take a look at the Westfield squad, really any ACHA squad, any collegiate squad. Different style of game seen at the junior level, as a shot on goal is gloved down by Cymbaluk. He holds on to the rebound as well. Face-off coming up to his right. Nice little crowd on hand at the Rose Garden Ice Arena for this exhibition game. Nice to see not only some Norwich faithful here, but some supporting the Owls as well, and they are certainly having themselves a good time. Here's Holton. Lost possession of the puck. Goes back to the point. Looking for the shot was Buckaloo. Buckaloo had his shot sent into the corner. Owls on the cycle. Now Buckaloo again, sending it down low. Releasing from the front of the net is Cottington. Cottington lost possession. Has a pair of sea captains having to deal with. Cam Holton pushing it up against the wall. Holton still pushing. Comes out to the point, sent back down low. Tim Hayden working for it. Hayden can't get the puck out of the zone. Now Hayden again. Hayden turns the puck over in front, and getting a glove on it is Cymbaluk. He's seen enough. He'll hold on for a face-off. 7:24 to go in the first period. So 7:24 to go. Face off to the right of Cymbaluk. As stepping in is Dylan Weber. Weber with a clean face-off win. That's something that Weber was relied upon in Danbury for the 2 years that he played there. And very strong on the face-off circle. A talented penalty killer as well. Shoveled back into the Norwich zone by DiPietro. Shot goes off the side of the cage. Here's Moran trying to work up ahead. Moran gives up along, now Manahan. Taps off of his stick, waiting for that, and then flipping it out of play was Declan Tierney. So the face-off should be in the neutral zone. First time that Westfield State has had to deal with the ceiling here in Norwich. And face-off coming up to the right of goaltender Michael Viveris. Weber on the draw. Weber lost possession of the puck. Manahan on goal. Gloved down by Viveris, and he holds on. And Josh Manahan would like to have that shot again, but with Dylan Weber as his center for this game, he might actually get that. Indeed, Weber wins it to the near side. He goes back to the point. Moran flings one well wide. McCormick looking to clear. Tapia gets it back into the Owl zone. Westfield looking to clear, chipped off the glass, too far for Buckaloo. And now Moran. Up ahead, Manahan. Further along, Tapia. Tapia lost possession of the puck. Jake Morgan turning back with it. Fresh off the bench, Jack Kinahan gets it back down into the Westfield zone. Back the other way they come. Sent down low. Bain has Byer in support. Byer now with the puck. In the corner, giving along Harwell. Harwell, he's got some wheels. Through center ice, gets around one, gets around two, takes a shot, it's blocked. Harwell picks up his own rebound, sends it on goal, saved by Viveris. Now Kinahan. Sees the puck get chipped off of the boards, waiting for it at the point was Ward. Harwell takes it away, gives along Byer. Byer wanted to load up the shot, blocked by Jones. Jones is able to clear. Jameson Bain. And Jones battling along the blue line. Jones gets behind Bain. Bain tugging at him, doesn't draw a penalty. Quick shot, kick save by Cymbaluk. Keeping it alive. In the zone was Allen. Has the puck again at the point. Swings along Tierney. Tierney on goal, blocked by Bain. Tierney again goes wide. Loose puck picked up by Byer. He'll clear it as far as the red line before Jack Allen can recover. Allen gives it along. Shoveled into the zone by Gervasi. Collected by Bain. Bain goes geometrically off the boards, and he picks up Tegan Byer. Byer on the half wall. Gets thrown into the corner by Allen. Player still battling for it. Harwell eventually comes up with it. Harwell has the puck roll off of his stick. Matt Ward back to retrieve. Ward swings it along for Hayden. Hayden has some trouble corralling that. has to deal with the forecheck of Donovan McCormick. And at center ice, slapped back into the zone by Morgan. And now Ward. Off the boards, Harwell. Byer. And now it's Cam Holton. Cam Holton can't avoid the hip check thrown. Nice job by Robert Gervasi. Doing so in a textbook fashion. Now Jack Lydon back the other way. Lydon a shot, saved by Cymbaluk. Puck on the back of the net. Chopped off. Schemmel gets knocked down. Now Harwell simply throws it up the middle of the ice. That's knocked down by Rennie. Offsides called as John Rennie had gone just over the blue line. 4:09 to go in a quick-moving first period. Face-off is going to be outside of the Norwich zone. So Drew Schemmel on the draw. He'll go up against Robert Gervasi. Gervasi with the face-off win. In the neutral zone, it's flipped on down. Tim Hayden, the first one there. Hayden reverses back. Sacks in the corner. And now Holton. Loose puck picked up by Tierney. Tierney sends one towards the front, flexed away. Centering feed goes all the way back up to the point. Shot on, knocked down by Cymbaluk. Gervasi again. Back down into the Norwich zone. Delayed offsides against the Owls. And so the Sea Captains can clear. It's Hayden just over his blue line. Goes off the stick of Holton. Back to retrieve is Charles DeVolio. DeVolio up the wall. Picks up some help from Buckaloo. Buckaloo skating through center ice. Gets around a few forecheckers. Nice speed shown. However, knocked off his stick before he can take the shot. Schemmel chips one off the glass, not out of the zone. 3:05 to go in the period. Here's Schemmel again. Turning in his own end. Schemmel, long pass up ahead off the stick of Tapia. No icing on the play. DeVolio. Moran. Moran sends it down low. Here's Schemmel and Tapia. Now Schemmel sent in front, intended for Manahan. Manahan unable to pull the trigger. Here come the Owls on a 3-on-2 back the other way if they hurry. It's DeVolio sent in front. Cymbaluk gets a stick on it. Sent down into the corner. 2.5 to go in the period. Unable to clear where the Sea Captains as Rennie kept it alive. He'll chip it down low. Moran. And Tapia. Thrown up ice. Manahan had it knocked off his stick, but following up on the play is Tony Moran. Moran, slowly from his own end, picks up Ethan Ranger off the bench. Ranger, the Sea Captain's leading scorer, gives it along for Tapia. Tapia turns Manahan. Manahan, down low Ranger. Ethan Ranger has to deal with the defense of DeVolio. Those two still battle for the puck along the boards. Puck squirts out for a moment. Now back along the wall. Stolen away by Manahan. Manahan unable to clear, unable to hold the blue line was Souza. And the Owls are able to clear. Chipped back down into the zone by Corliss. Bain along the wall. And now Tierney. Sends on back for Allen and Tierney again. He'll play catch with Allen. Tierney for the third time. This time manages to thread it up ahead and it's deflected into the zone. Ash had it for a moment. Sent out towards center ice. Now Tierney again. Weber keeping a close eye on him as this gets sent in behind the net. Cymbaluk had it roll off of his stick, but no harm, no foul as the Sea Captain's defense was back where they needed to be. Now Jack Kinahan back the other way with just about a minute to go in the period. Kinahan a shot deflected out of play by Viveris. And the faceoff will remain in the Westfield State zone. Goaltender Mike Viveris taking a look at his stick. Don't think he actually wanted to send that out of play. Well, if you're a goaltender, as long as you keep the puck out of the net, I suppose everything else is okay. So an even minute to go in the period. Byer wasn't able to win the face-off. Back at center ice, it's Jamison Bain. He plays off the boards. Troy Harwell will send it down deep. First one there is Allen for the Owls. Allen nearly turns it over. Harwell one-hands one towards the front of the net. Nobody home for the Sea Captains. Byer sees the puck get sent all the way down the ice. Jamison Bain there to pick it up with 35 seconds to go. Bain in the corner. Loose puck. Bain still battling for it. Poking it out is Harwell, and here comes Troy Harwell with 24 to go in the period. Harwell swings one along. That picks up Byer. Tegan Byer back for Harwell. Harwell can't control the pass. Eventually catches up to it in the corner. Centering feed went off the side of the cage. Owls looking to clear, they do. And now it's a 2-on-1 back the other way. Here comes Westfield State, and on goal, saved by Cymbaluk. Net gets knocked off of its moorings. 5.1 seconds to go. A nice job by the Owls, turning up ice and getting an opportunity here at the end of the period. So 5 seconds to go. Probably a little too much time to bowl goaltender Michael Viveris in favor of the extra attacker. You can see on the bench they're talking about it is Westfield State, but they'll keep it at 5 skaters apiece, wrapped around the boards by Hayden. 2 seconds and 1, and that'll do it for the first period. So at the end of sent into the zone of Norwich. Welcome back. Seems like we've got sound now. That's good. Working on getting an updated roster for Westfield State as, well, in the first period, you notice some numbers that aren't on the sheet and vice versa. Here's Byer for the Sea Captains. His shot goes high. Now here come the Owls on a 2-on-1. Here's Dominic Terzi sent in front. Kick save by Cymbaluk. Or check that, in goal now for the Sea Captains, Andrew Yoakum. The St. Louis native. Seems as though each Norwich goaltender is going to play a single period, which means we'll see Casey Johnson for the first time in the third. Here's Souza. Souza looking things over in his own end. Makes the safe play over to Tapia. Tapia then lost the puck in his skates, intercepted, and the Owls look to clear. Sent into his own, delayed offsides against Westfield, so Yoakum will play it along for Tapia, who picks up Drew Schemmel. Schemmel gaining speed over center red, and now into the Westfield zone. Schemmel has it knocked off of his stick. Looking to clear it up the other way is Declan Tierney. Chasing after it, and getting to the puck first is Mike DiPietro. DiPietro has the only goal for the Owls in this game. DiPietro, puck too far for him. Ward sends it along the boards. Now Matt Ward, the goal scorer for the Sea Captains. Leading a 3-on-2 slowly through the neutral zone. Gives along for Tapia. Tapia tried returning it back for Ward. Intercepted. And now here's a Jack Lonergan coming back the other way. Lonergan chasing after the puck into the corner. Has to deal with Big Tim Hayden. Hayden takes a puck away. Chips it up along for Schemmel. Here's Schemmel into the Owls' end. He'll play it down behind the net. In pursuit as the Sea Captains are in the middle of a change. Puck pops out. And now it's Cotton Jim. Given along for DiPietro. DiPietro flips over far side. Pass was too far for Cotton Jim. Now Sachs at the red line. Sachs throws it in on goal. Viveris will simply leave it aside. Mike Viveris drawing the start for Westfield State in this game. Ed Hassler backing him up on the bench. Hayden picks up a loose puck after Harwell freed it. Now Kinahan with some open space in front of him. 2-on-3 into the zone. Kinahan's pass goes under the stick of Ranger. Ranger in the corner. Now Harwell goes back too far to be handled by Sachs. This rolls all the way down the ice. Yoakum way out of his cage. Gives it up for Hayden, who directs it along for Ranger. Here's Ethan Ranger in. His shot saved by Viveris, and he'll clamp a glove down on top. 16:39 to go in the first period. Or rather in the second period. It's been one of those days. And we are tied at 1. Matt Ward for Norwich. Mike DiPietro for the Owls. It was the Owls who connected first. Ward was able to respond just a couple minutes later. Now Dylan Weber for the Sea Captains. Couldn't keep the puck in the zone. Souza flips it back in. Here come the Owls again. Off the boards, Aiden Bain can't come up with possession. John Rennie had it knocked off of his stick. Sent down into the corner, and now Moran. Moran plays it off the boards to himself. Nifty little move. Picks up Cam Holton. Holton over his own blue line. Now Aiden Bain. Had Weber cutting towards the net. Bain gives down low, too far for Weber to control. Holton sees this go past his stick. Moran pinching in. Weber in support, gives back to Souza. Weber and Souza played against each other last year as Holton sends this down deep. Weber gets to it first. Weber fans on the shot. Owls come back the other way. Rennie turned around at the blue line. Now Holton. Weber gives it back. Now Souza. Trevor Souza, whose goal early in October was featured on one of the plays of the week, his shot on, gloved by Viveris. And the faceoff will be to Mike Viveris' left. 15:28 to go in the second period. Still tied at 1. Good experience for both of these teams. For the Westfield State Owls, you get to see what life is like at the junior level, as the rules are different. And meanwhile, for the Sea Captains, you get a sense of what a college team is like. And again, Westfield State ranked 13th in the region. That's the third ACHA rankings that have already come out. 5 rankings total in the ACHA. That leads to regionals, and from there to a national championship tournament. Here's Jamison Bain. Can't get the puck out of the zone. Now Byer. Played up ahead for Tapia. Here's Max Tapia all by himself. Tapia goes through the legs of Jack Allen. Just didn't have enough room behind Allen and in front of Viveris to make a move with it. Faceoff will be to Viveris' left with 14:39 to go in the second period. Kinahan, Harwell, Schemmel up front for the Sea Captains. Hayden and Sachs on the blue line. It's Schemmel who steps in for the draw against Dominic Terzi. Terzi with the faceoff win. Sachs from the blue line, deflected by Harwell. Now loose puck. And Brady Sargent sends up far side. Directed out of the zone by Gervasi. Turned over, and now here's Kinahan the other way. Kinahan a shot, saved by Viveris. The rebound is loose somewhere in the crease, and Kinahan scores! Jack Kinahan finds the loose puck, and it's 2-1 Sea Captains. Well, Mike Viveris made the initial save. Schemmel poked it loose, and then it was a scramble in the blue paint. And Jack Kinahan saw the biscuit, put it in the basket. And with 14:13 to go in the second period, the Sea Captains lead it 2-1. On the ensuing faceoff, Schemmel won it back. Sachs chipped off the boards. Harwell right here in front of us. Schemmel, nifty little move, gives himself a little space, pays a check for his troubles, lost possession of the puck. Schemmel knocked down hard to the ice. Looks like that'll be a delayed call coming up. And there's the whistle. So with 13:57 to go in the period, or check that, it'll be 13:50 to go in the period. We have our first power play of the evening. It belongs to the Sea Captains, and head coach Kevin Cunningham will round up the troops quickly and start to review what they want to do with this man advantage. The Norwich power play, well, could use a little practice time. Coming into this game, in 19 games played, they convert on 21% of their power plays. And that is good for 24th overall in the 34-team NA3HL. Looks like we're just waiting for the penalty time to get put up on the board. Some of the Norwich Sea Captains scratches pulling some double duty. And there they go. They got it figured out. Looks like with an assist from goaltender Alex Cymbaluk. So everybody has a nice little laugh at that. And we'll get underway with this Norwich power play. Up front, it's going to be Schemmel, Harwell, and Sachs. Hayden and Kinahan on the point as this rolls in on goal. A little pushing and shoving afterwards as these teams played a pretty clean first period. But in any hockey game, animosity can grow over the course of the game. I imagine they'll want to position Nick Sachs in front of Mike Viveris. Right now, they'll have to start, the Sea Captains will have to start 200 feet down the ice. As Yoakum leaves it for Hayden. Troy Harwell swings on by, leaves the puck for Hayden, and Hayden will break out. Has Nick Sachs in the neutral zone, instead gives along for Schemmel. Drew Schemmel dumps the puck down into the Westfield zone. Schemmel behind the net, lost possession of the puck. It's wrapped around the boards, but Hayden keeps it alive at the blue line. Hayden gives along for Harwell. Harwell back to Hayden, and now the Sea Captains can set up. It's Harwell and Hayden. Hayden's shot gets blocked, and it's out of the zone. Standing up to that, John Rennie. Now Harwell. Doesn't have any support behind him, so he retreats back himself. Gives along for Hayden. 1:05 to go in the power play as Schemmel deflects this out of play and keeps the puck balanced on the I-beam that holds up this ceiling. Well, that's a fun one. 12:54 to go in the second period. 1:05 remains in the Norwich power play. Second power play unit today of Tegan Byer, Dylan Weber, and Ethan Ranger out on the ice. Trevor Souza and Tony Moran, the defensemen. So Byer on the draw. Weber gives back to Souza, takes a hit for his troubles. Moran will take the puck off the stick of Yoakum. And now it's Moran. His pass too far for Ranger. This should be icing. And there's the whistle as touching up is Jack Allen. Well, not exactly the power play breakout that the Sea Captains were looking for. 12:37 to go in the second and 48 seconds to go in the Norwich power play. Ryan Ginnett on the draw for Westfield against Tegan Byer. Byer with a clean win back where it's collected by Souza. Souza up for Ethan Ranger. Now Byer. Byer to the outside, has an option in Weber, instead dips a shoulder, swoops behind the net, gives it along for Moran, but it's out of Moran's reach and all the way down the ice. Yoakum will slow it down for Souza. 25 seconds to go on the power play. Here's Souza gaining speed. He can really fly. Souza gets around a couple defenders, gives along Ranger. Ranger a shot, save Viveris. The rebound, Souza fanned on, and then Souza collided with Viveris. Seems like both players are okay. 10 seconds to go in the power play as Yoakum leaves it behind for Ranger. Here comes Ethan Ranger doing his best Trevor Souza impression as he gallops through center ice. Ranger to the outside. Knocked off his stick. He recollects as the penalty expires. Now Souza at the blue line. Nice little move. Shot on. Saved by Viveris. And he holds on. 11:42 to go in the second period. 2-1 your score. The Norwich Sea Captains leading the Westfield State Owls. Westfield State playing in their navy uniforms. Numbers slightly different than their home whites. It was apparently the home roster that we were provided beforehand, so trying our best here, and by the third period, we should have an accurate roster for Westfield, as here they come 2-on-1 through the neutral zone. It's Kyle Corliss. Corliss drops back. Shot gets blocked by Bain. Up ahead, it's Cam Holton. Holton caught from behind. Turned over. Corliss able to get around Ward. Corliss to the outside. A shot goes wide. Yoakum gave a wave at it with his glove. Puck back out at center ice. Here's Matt Ash. Ash at the blue line. Gets turned around. D to D they go. Schemmel looking for the puck. Sees it instead, gets sent back down into his zone. Yoakum leaves it behind for Bain. Now up for Aiden Bain. Aiden Bain off the boards, cut down by DeVolio. Loose puck picked up. Now here's Dominic Terzi. Terzi trying to get around a couple Norwich defenders. Terzi nearly able to collect the puck in the slot as it was bouncing around. Cam Holton eventually is able to pick it up. Has his stick lifted from behind, but still manages to send the puck down deep. Holton in pursuit. He gets there first. Now Holton in the corner. Holton simply ragging the puck, waiting for some reinforcements to arrive. Eventually coming on by is Aiden Bain, but the puck squirts behind the Westfield State net, and they're able to clear. Long pass up ahead, connects. Here's Gervasi, sent in front, save by Yoakum. The rebound, he gets that as well. Andrew Yoakum, 2 strong saves in a row. Tim Hayden back the other way, picks up Manahan. Manahan wanting to get back to Hayden, sends it into the corner instead. Hayden wraps around the far side. Max Tapia along the boards, can't hold the zone. Here come the Owls back the other way, 2-on-2 through a neutral zone. A bouncing puck on goal. Yoakum with the easy save. Sachs gives back behind the net for Tegan Byer, and things can slow down for a moment. Now Manahan. His pass picked off over the blue line by Ginnett. Ginnett swings over far side. A bouncer was knocked away by Hayden. In the near side corner, it's Byer trying to work it up the wall. Instead, it'll be Hayden for Norwich. Tim Hayden plays it into an area. It's actually knifed down by John Rinney at center ice. Nice hand-eye shown by Rinney. If this hockey thing doesn't work out, perhaps a career in baseball. Now Byer tried dishing back for Manahan. No sail there. Al's able to come back the other way. It's a 3-on-2 into the Norwich zone. Top of the slot. A shot saved by Yoakum. Well, Andrew Yoakum hasn't seen too many shots in this period, but when he has, he's had to make some pretty strong saves. Max Tapia back the other way. Can't get around the defense of Leiden. In the neutral zone, Kinahan from the red line will send it on down. No icing on the play. Viveris leaves it behind the net, wrapped around the boards. Harwell. And now Moran, a rising shot, gloved by a standing Viveris. And the face-off will be to Mike Viveris' right. 8:43 to go in the second period. 2-1 your score. Jack Kinahan has put the Norwich Sea Captains on top. So face-off to the right of Viveris. Shot from the point, never made its way on through. Kinahan was looking for the deflection. Chipped off the glass, knife down, and now Westfield State's able to clear. Far side, that goes off the skates of DiPietro. DiPietro sees this get knocked away from him. At the point, a long drive on goal by Allen, and Yoakum makes the save. Well, these Norwich Sea Captains are preparing for the rest of the 2021 year. Few more games to be played before they head on out to Blaine, Minnesota for the NA3HL Super Tournament. Just 3 games remain, 2 of them on the road on Wednesday. They are scheduled for a 7 o'clock start in Danbury against the Junior Hat-Tricks. They'll be home on December the 10th. In a return of the Hat-Tricks, a 12 o'clock face-off here at the Rose Garden Ice Arena. And then they'll have a week off, December 18th. One last game against the Northeast Generals. And then out to Minnesota, where they will face off against the Yellowstone Quake, the Atlanta Capitals, and the Mid-Cities Junior Stars. Meanwhile here, in this exhibition against Westfield State, they lead it 2-1 with 7:35 to go in the second period. Puck pops out of the corner. Ward going paddle down. That's usually a goaltender move. Bain will send it back down. Starting to see the Owls keep their weak side winger high, trying to stretch out this Norwich forecheck, and Norwich in the neutral zone. Jameson Bain picks up a loose puck. That went off the stick of DiPietro. Bain didn't like what he saw, so he just sends it off the glass. Knocked down by Lonergan. And now Ward. Delayed call coming up. It will go against the Owls. Ward flips this down into the Westfield State zone. Puck will be touched up. There's the, or no whistle. Well, I'm not sure why the referee had his arm up then. As play continues at 5-on-5. Ward sends one off the boards, collected by the Owls, and now they look to turn up ice. Jones had to go off of his stick. Now Ward takes a hit. That results in a turnover. Hayden looking to clear, can't do so. Corliss sees this get sent towards the front, sent all the way down the ice. Coming out of his cage to play it is Viveris, and so no icing on the play. Here's Brady Sargent. Back the other way they come as this puck deflects into the Norwich zone. No icing on the play. Hayden behind his own net, gives for Sachs. Sachs lost possession. Now here's Schemmel back the other way. Manahan gets ridden into the boards. Schemmel comes up with the puck. Drew Schemmel into the Owls zone. Schemmel tries giving back to Sachs. Sachs somehow just barely keeps that in the zone. Can't maintain possession. Now it's a 2-on-1 for the Owls back the other way. Here's Lonergan sent in front. They score! Sean Jones completes the 2-on-1 on the feed from Jack Lonergan. And with 5:43 to go in the second period, we're tied at 2. Well, Lonergan leads this Westfield State team in points coming into this game. Unfortunately for these players who love accumulating stats, none of these stats will count towards their respective seasons. Always feels good, though, doesn't it? But Lonergan, the leading scorer for Westfield State, and you see why, as he was able to feed it right along for Sean Jones. Now here's Trevor Souza back the other way as Norwich looks to regain the lead. Souza in the corner, has it roll off of his stick. Harwell turning with it, gives back Souza. Souza can't dipsy-doodle his way any deeper into the zone. Owls are able to break out. Moran battling for the puck. Instead, it'll be Kinahan back the other way. Kinahan drops off Byer. Byer winds and fires, gloved by Viveris, and he'll hold on. 5:08 to go in the second period. Looked like that shot by Moran was going to go wide of the cage, but Viveris didn't want to take a chance. Always better to have the puck in your possession, especially when you're a goaltender. So 5:08 to go. Ethan Ranger on the draw. Loose puck, controlled by the Owls. Taking it out of the zone is DeVolio. Through center ice they come, and now into the Norwich end. Sent in front, and getting held up on the play. No call coming was Buckaloo. Now walking along the blue line, dished along. A shot goes wide of the cage. Looking to poke it on home was Cotton Jim. 3-on-2 developing for the Sea Captains. It's Holton throwing one towards goal, punched down by Viveris. Aiden Bain picks it up, swings one through the high slot. Eventually, Ethan Ranger from the point will send it back down, where Holton waits for it. Holton having to deal with the defense of DeVolio. Now Ranger, beaten to the puck. Ranger managed to cut down on the pass, throws one in front. Aiden Bain can't get a handle on it. And it's DeVolio again. Reverses back. Owls pinned in their own end as Norwich gets to work on their 1-3-1. And something that they have needed to practice, something that, well, in a game like this, you can actually take a moment to sit back and look around and say, hey, okay, am I in the right position? Are you in the right position? It's the benefit of an exhibition game like this, as shot from Ward was deflected by Tapia, and Viveris able to get a stick on it. Scrum in the corner with 3:25 to go in the second period. Sea Captain still in the offensive zone. Here's Weber with a shot. That's blocked. Schemmel from a bad angle. Stopped by Viveris. Up the boards. Weber trying to come up with possession, and he's able to send it back down into the Westfield zone. Another benefit for the Sea Captains is having a veteran like Dylan Weber playing with them today. And Weber has, well, he was a leader in Danbury. And for at least one evening, he can be a leader here in Norwich as well. Tapia looking to clear the puck, or rather get possession of the puck. Owls looking to clear. Puck pops out. Tapia still battling for it. Flipped up forward. Schemmel gets it into the zone. Here's Drew Schemmel in the corner. Knocked off his stick. Tapia still working on it. Tapia manages to free things up. It's thrown around the boards. Tim Hayden keeps it alive at the near side blue line. Kinahan too far for him. Behind the net with 2:15 to go. Sent over far side. Waiting for that is Connor Cottingham. Cottingham couldn't clear the puck out. Here's Hayden with the drive, and that hits Schemmel in front, his own teammate. Backhand shot goes wide. Now here's Kinahan. Kinahan throws one that gets deflected out of play. Faceoff will remain in the Owls' end with $1:57 to go in the second period. We are tied at 2. Fresh legs on the ice for both these teams. And it'll be Byer, Harwell, and Kinahan up front for the Sea Captains. Moran and Souza on the points. And this is another thing that the Sea Captains have been working on with their offensive zone faceoffs, loading up the slot. This time it works out for them. A rising shot catches nothing but glass. Kinahan goes back to the point for Moran. Moran tries going back for Kinahan. Up ahead. Nice play by Souza. At least gets it out of the zone. Owls with possession as Corliss goes back. Moran able to break things up, and now Harwell. Harwell looking to force it into the Owls' end. A pair of Owls said no to that. But more pushing and shoving in front of the Norwich bench. Now loose puck. Here's Kinahan, a snapshot. Blocker save by Mike Viveris. Harwell goes back to Moran at the point. Moran at the blue line. He plays catch with Harwell. Now Harwell on the half wall, walking on in, gives along Byer. Byer a shot, and Viveris waiting for that, holds on. 1:05 to go in the second period. Faceoff remains in the zone. Two-on-one developing for the Owls. Here they come into the Norwich zone, sent in front. Yoakum makes the save. It goes off the post. Yoakum got it with the back of his shoulder. Not even sure if he's aware that he made the save. Shot blocked from the blue line by Ethan Ranger. Here comes Ranger back the other way. Wants to split the Owl defense. And that Parliament says no. Jamison Bain sends it on down with 41 to go in the period. Viveris leaves it behind the net. Looking to work it out is DeVolio. Charles DeVolio. Off the boards. That center ice pass intercepted by Bain. Thrown back down into the zone. Yoakum comes out of his cage and gives along for Aiden Bain. Aiden Bain looking to clear it on out. Here comes Ethan Ranger with 18 seconds to go in the period. Ranger's pass intended for Holton too far. Ward back the other way. Ward in his own end. He's got 12 seconds to go. D to D for Hayden. Hayden thrown up the ice, knocked down by Aiden Bain. Ward still working on it as well. 3 seconds to go in the period, and that'll do it. So at the end of 2, Sea Captains Jack Kinahan picking up the helper. Sean Jones scored for Westfield State, assisted by Jack Lonergan. And that's how we got to 2-2. Couple new goalies in the cages for Westfield State. It's Ed Hassler now manning the goal to our left, as Hassler sees this puck go through the crease. Moran with a drive, and it goes wide. Owls looking to clear. Chipped on down into the zone by Lonergan. Trying to come out and play the puck, and making his Norwich Sea Captains debut is a goaltender Casey Johnson. Johnson most recently in the NA3HL 2 seasons ago with the New England Stars, where he put up a goals against average of 3.49, a save percentage of 88.7, en route to a 10-3 personal record. Most recently, he was on the roster for the Red Lake Miners in the Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League. Meanwhile, here's Aiden Bain for the Sea Captains. His snapshot on goal, saved by Hassler. The rebound gets cleared out of play. That's another puck into the stands. And that one at least can be taken for a souvenir by a lucky fan. So 1:08 gone by in the third period. We're tied at 2. Offensive zone face-off, as it'll be Drew Schemmel, Troy Harwell, and Jack Kinahan up front. Matt Ward and Jamison Bain on the point. You see Norwich not stacking up the slot as we've seen some of their other face-offs go. Meanwhile, back the other way, it's the Owls. Pass in front. They score! Sent on through the 5-hole by Donovan McCormick. And just a minute and 19 seconds into the third, the Owls take their first lead of the game. It's 3-2. McCormick just putting the puck into the right area. Casey Johnson is a big goaltender at 6'2", 195 pounds. And just couldn't quite close up the 5-hole quickly enough. So off the draw, Harwell. Bain's pass off the boards. Ward eventually skates up to it, and now it's Kinahan back the other way. Kinahan wanting to go inside out around the defensive Jack Allen. Loose puck in the zone. Forced out by McCormick, and he'll go far side. Here's DiPietro. Check that, it's Cottington. Cottington had it knocked off of his stick. Behind the net, Jamison Bain. He begins to break out. Bain at the half wall. Gets it as far as the red line. Kinahan still battling for it. Eventually the loose puck is picked up. Looking to move it out of the zone are the Owls. Here's Wren. Sees it go down. Icing is called. And 2:09 into the third period. Faceoff will come back down into the Westfield State zone. Let's see which side the Sea Captains want to set up on. And it's going to be Ethan Ranger, Dylan Weber, and Max Tapia up front, with Hayden and Sachs on the point. Ranger on the draw. A 50-50 draw finds its way into the corner. Weber trying to dig it on out. Owls send one off the boards. Tapia trying to come up with possession of the puck. Instead, it'll be the Owls back the other way. Nick Byron pressuring after it. Byron lost possession of the puck. Hayden plays it up the same side wall for Weber. And those two were teammates in Danbury last year. Byron able to free things up but not keep possession, and so it's Ethan Ranger coming back the other way. Ranger gives along too far for Tapia. Tapia chasing after it. First one there's Allen. Jack Allen in the far corner. Looking for a cross-ice option. Didn't see anything that he likes, so instead gives along for Tierney. Now Allen again. Westfield needs to be careful they don't have too many men on the ice. It's a shot in on goal. Hassler will leave it off to the side. Now Allen once again. Allen turns away from the pressure of Tapia. Sent up to the near side wall. Tierney knocked off of his stick. And now here come the Owls back the other way. Gaining speed and sending it into the zone was Gervasi. This goes wrapped all the way around the boards. Aiden Bain has it knocked off his stick. Holton gives back to Moran. Moran tried throwing it up ice. That was knocked down. Moran on the second opportunity off the stick of Holton and turned over. Now Terzi. Dominic Terzi gets around 1 forechecker, 2 and 3. Gets taken down on the play. No call coming as the Sea Captains get away with one. Flipped back down. Johnson will leave it behind for Souza, who reverses back Moran. Tony Moran finds an open passing lane, gives along for Tegan Byer. Byer's pass off the boards too far for Aiden Bain. But Trevor Souza following up on the play will chip it on down into the Westfield zone. First one there. And picking up the puck is Ryan Jeanette. Jeanette on the far side, breaking out of the zone. A long pass, too far to be handled by anybody. Icing is called, and the faceoff will come back down into the Westfield State zone. 15:34 to go in the third. Westfield State up 3-2. Drew Schemmel, who has the last goal for the Sea Captains, will center Troy Harwell and Jack Kinahan. Ward and Jamison Bain on the point. Off the draw, given back to Ward. Ward from the point. In front, Schemmel a shot, and getting a handle on it was Hassler. Now Schemmel again. Schemmel for Jamison Bain. Bain in the corner. He'll chip it down deep. Gloved by Kinahan. Has to deal with 3 Owls in the corner. For those of you wondering at home, yes, a group of Owls is called a parliament. No, I don't know why. Harwell gives along for Ward. Ward at the half wall. Snapshot on, knocked down by Hassler. Kinahan managed to knock it out of midair, and Hassler made the stop on that as well. 3 Owls and a pair of Sea Captains trying to dig the puck out from behind the net, eventually coming up with it. And looking to clear is Tierney. Now Harwell. Played off the boards. Ward, the defenseman, towards the end of his shift. The referee wiped out in the neutral zone. He's back up to his skates. Meanwhile, Harwell runs into Leiden. Leiden sends it out of the zone, and off the bench, Sachs bangs it right back down. Now Schemmel chasing after this. Schemmel. Weber. And Schemmel again. Tapia can't get to it. Norwich fans growing restless as Weber threads a needle for Schemmel. Now Weber again. Eventually, well, no, unfortunately unable to get possession of the puck as he had it locked in his skates for a while. This is flipped in on goal. Johnson will hold on. And with 13:58 to go in the third period, we'll have a face-off coming up in the Norwich Sea Captain zone. Casey Johnson, certainly a friend of the broadcast, as mentioned, making his Norwich Sea Captain's debut. And he helps us out in various ways during the regular season. Certainly very welcome, and we are very thankful for his contributions. Loose puck in the corner. It's Dylan Weber up ahead. He finds Tapia. Tapia into the zone. Can't quite get around the defense of DeVillio. Sachs in the corner. Sachs still battling for the puck. Puck still pinned behind the net. And one thing that you might notice if you're a regular watcher of the Norwich Sea Captains, this game certainly has a slower pace than some of the other ones that we have seen over the course of the season. And again, as this is an exhibition game, you don't need to be really playing fire wagon hockey. Instead, you want to do things the right way. Trying to work it out of the zone is Tapia. Moran has it knocked off of his stick. And now Tim Hayden. Reverses behind the net for Moran. Moran, under some pressure, smoked out from behind the cage. He finds Tapia on the near side wall. Poked by Ethan Ranger, not out of the zone. Quick shot on, save by Johnson. The rebound, he gets that one as well. Now in front, another save by Johnson. Net has come off of its moorings. Face-off will be to Johnson's right. And Casey Johnson having to come up big a couple times. And again, like Andrew Yoakum in the second period, hasn't seen too many shots, but he's had to come up big when he does see him. In the second period, Yoakum made 9 saves. Owls getting to work once again. DiPietro, or check that, Cotton Jim in the corner. Now Cotton Jim gets the puck back. Loose puck in front, swinging one wide of the cage was Declan Tierney. And now Cam Holton. Over center red and into the Owl zone. Holton tees up a shot that goes wide. Loose puck. Trying to come up with it is McCormick. Also poking at it is Leiden. Or check that, that's Gervasi. As Gervasi swings over D to D. Allen, a long pass, connects with McCormick. Dominic McCormick one-on-one. His shot goes past the outstretched glove of Johnson. Souza at the blue line. Now Souza over center red into the Westfield zone. Souza dipping a shoulder, wanted to cut towards the front of the net. Hassler was waiting for it. Souza tried putting it behind the cage, instead sees it come back towards him. A little pushing and shoving, but the Owls are able to clear. Here's Aiden Bain. Ranger, or check that, Jamison Bain for Byer. Tegan Byer, his shot Standing up for the block was Jack Allen. Owls looking to clear. At center ice, turned over. Holton will take possession. Holton slides into the boards, lost possession. Now Jack Allen in his own end. Knocked off his stick by Kinahan. Jack Kinahan in pursuit. Allen drops back behind for Gervasi. Robert Gervasi certainly taking his time behind the cage of Ed Hassler. Eventually smoked out by Kinahan. Allen, now Gervasi and Allen again. Allen plays off the boards. Into the Norwich zone. Behind the net of Johnson, Schemmel along the boards, can't be corralled by Kinahan. Ward in support, knocked off of his stick. Jameson Bain at the blue line. Turns away from pressure, has an option in Harwell and gives to him. Harwell plays off the boards, turned over and sent back into the zone by Deloria. Chipped along the glass. Here's Kinahan looking to clear. Ward will have an opportunity as well. Ward plays it off of the boards, turned over, and now here's Deloria back the other way. Deloria dips a shoulder, tripped up on the play. That's going to be a penalty. Meanwhile, they score. Diving down on the play. I believe it's going to be Sean Jones's goal. As I'm not sure how that snuck through Casey Johnson, but with 9:56 to go in the third period, the Owls lead it 4-2. Well, we'll wait to see if we can get an official call on that. As Sean Jones, you see on your screens in front, still covered in snow. As there was a real pileup in front of Casey Johnson. If it is Jones's goal, it's his second of the game. Now Hayden, right here in front of us. Puck squirts out towards the neutral zone, flipped along the boards, picked up by Sachs. He gets it as far as the blue line. Now Hayden, played hard off the boards, back down into the Westfield State zone. D to D they go. Turned over, and now Max Tapia. Tapia just couldn't get it onto the forehand side of his stick. Goes back to Ethan Ranger. Ranger goes down low. Weber chasing after this. Weber comes up with the puck behind the net. Dylan Weber on the half wall. Knocked off of his stick by Morgan. Back down in the corner. Here's Sean Jones. Ryan Jeanette is able to clear the puck out of the zone. Hayden at center ice. Now Ethan Ranger. Ranger gets actually checked into the zone. Nice of Westfield State to make sure that he was onside before doing that. And turning away from the presser is Jeanette. And he gives along further for Leiden. Leiden's pass far side. Racing ahead, trying to come up with possession of the puck was Terzi. This one gets sent in. Goal, they score! It was Lonergan in front. And with 8:31 to go, it's a 5-2 game. And Casey Johnson in his first game action in a while has now surrendered 3 goals this period. And the Sea Captains trail by 3. Back underway again. Souza couldn't come up with the puck. This one rolls in on goal, and Johnson will simply hold on. So 8:23 to go in regulation time. Face-off coming up to the right of Casey Johnson. Stepping in for the draw is Connor Cottington. Cottington unable to come up with the face-off as it's Trevor Souza for the Sea Captains. He'll chip one off the boards. Kept alive at the blue line by Leiden. Leiden couldn't get it very deep. Now Holton back the other way. Cam Holton winds and fires, missed wide. Moran at the blue line. He'll throw one that goes wide of the cage. Now Holton on the one-time attempt and getting a blocker on that was Hassler. Moran on goal. Hassler stops that as well as the shooting gallery is temporarily paused in the Westfield State zone. Lots of shots by the Sea Captains, but unfortunately not all of them on net. 7:57 to go in regulation time. Schemmel, Kinahan, Harwell up front. Off the draw, it's controlled by the Owls. Gervasi goes behind the net. Jack Allen looks to clear it on out. Gets it as far as the neutral zone. Moran with a big hit on John Rinn. Rinn back up to his skates. Moran takes a look at him, takes a look at the puck, goes for the rubber thing. Sent off the glass, glove down by Souza. Now Souza gets around his teammate Kinahan, lost possession of the puck. Meanwhile, Westfield trying to break out of their own end as Jack Allen will chip this off the glass. Moran goes D-to-D across for Schemmel, and Schemmel will rope one in on goal, gloved by Hassler, and he keeps play going. Allen clears it out as far as the Norwich blue line. Now Jamison Bain. Schemmel couldn't control it. Somehow that play remains onside. Schemmel gives along for Harwell. Harwell on goal, saved by Hassler, and then he plucks the rebound out of midair. Face-off will be to his right. 7:04 to go in regulation time. Weber, Tapia, and Ranger come onto the ice for Norwich. And stepping in for the face-off is Dominic Terzi. Terzi on the draw. Jones had it for a moment. Bain swings it on in. And then a shot on by Ranger. That one might have surprised Hassler, and Hassler holds on and draws some cheers from the Westfield State bench. So Ranger and Terzi once again. Matt Ward in the shooter's position. Off the draw. Here's Tapia going forward, taking the shot. It gets flipped high. Behind the net, Owls looking to begin their breakout. And here they come up ice. Through center ice with some speed is Jack Lonergan. Lonergan doing it all himself. Where is it? Behind the net as everybody kind of paused and waited to see if the referee made a signal, but some skill shown by Jack Lonergan going coast to coast. Wanted to go short side on the backhand, and Johnson might have gotten a piece of it. Now here's Lonergan again with 6:15 to go. Lonergan in his own end gets around Ranger. Pass knocked down by Weber. Weber will throw it back down into the Owls zone with 6:03 to go in regulation time. Spinning away from the pressure is Gervasi. He'll set up shop behind the net. Now Gervasi again. Throws it along for Jack Allen. And Gervasi. Getting turned around momentarily was Cotton Jim. And now it's Matt Ward. Matt Ward through center ice. He softly puts it down into the Owl zone. Jack Allen the first one there. Allen comes out to the near side. Gets around Holton. McCormick gets it back down into the zone. Turned over. Sachs has an option and Holton in front of him. Instead tried going farther for Aiden Bain. Stepped into and turned around by Deloria. Here's Nick Sachs throwing one too far for Bain. Deloria back to retrieve. He'll go D-to-D across. Looking to gain some speed is Sean Jones. Jones into the zone. Knocked off of his stick. Puck squirts back out into the Westfield State zone. 4:45 to go in regulation time. Thrown out towards center ice. Holton will send it back down into the Owls' end. Owls complete a change. Played up ahead. Right here in front of us trying to come up with it is McCormick. Instead it'll be Moran, and Moran from the red line will send it on down. 4:20 to go in regulation time. Holton. Now Bain. Holton again. Aiden Bain knocked off of his stick. And now here come the Owls out of the zone. With a little speed. Rinn give it along. Moran gets thrown down into the boards by McCormick. Cleared out of the zone by the Sea Captains. At center ice. DeVolio knocked off of his stick. An easy shot on goal for Casey Johnson to hold on to. And the faceoff will be to his right with 3:51 to go in the third period. Owls up 5-2 over the Sea Captains. I know this is something that head coach Kevin Cunningham hopes to become a bit of a yearly tradition, preferably in the fall as a preseason game for both of these teams, as a shot on stopped by Johnson. But good coaching staffs behind both of these benches, and well, you tell a hockey player that you're going to add a game to the schedule, I doubt many are going to say no. Loose puck in the high slot. Eventually it's cleared out by Moran. That's center ice. DeVolio sends it back on down. Johnson leaves it behind the net. Now Johnson plays it to the near side wall. Tony Moran was coming on by to play the puck. 3.5 to go. Here's Souza. Trevor Souza for Jack Kinahan. Kinahan tries giving along for Harwell. Harwell is offside. He just manages to touch up as Souza breaks into the zone. Now Kinahan, nice little move, gives back Schemmel. Schemmel winds and fires. That's blocked. Standing up for that was John Rinn. Bouncing puck. Al's able to clear. Jake Morgan on goal, saved by Johnson. Morgan in the corner. Gives it on back for DeVolio. DeVolio knocks Schemmel down to the ice. Passed in front by Morgan, intercepted by Harwell with under 3 to play. Harwell up ahead for Schemmel. Broken up at the last moment by DeVolio. DeVolio, however, unable to clear. Here's Kinahan with a drive, gloved by Hassler, and he'll hold on. So 2:38 to go in the third period. Even though it's an exhibition game, we're going to try and keep our eyes on Casey Johnson to our right. See if he gets pulled in favor of the extra attacker. With 2:38 to go, if head coach Kevin Cunningham is going to pull his goaltender, you imagine he'll do it quickly. Johnson stays in goal to our right for now, as Ward at his own blue line nearly gets tossed into the bench. Big hit thrown by Sean Jones. Ward back up to his skates, gives along. Weber has it knocked off. Now Tapia. Jamison Bain. Back in his own end, giving along for Ward. Ward through center ice. Tapia has that go off of his stick. Ethan Ranger racing up ahead. Ranger, a sharp angle attempt, goes high and wide. Now Ward. Give him back for Dylan Weber. Weber back for Ward. And now Ethan Ranger has a little space. Ranger to the forehand side. Under 2 to play. Ranger's shot deflects out of play. And that puck ends up on top of an air duct. You might have heard the lamentations of some of these Norwich faithful, as 3 pucks have gone out of play, 2 of which are still hanging out. So face off to the right of Ed Hassler. Off the draw. Sachs unable to come up with possession. Here comes McCormick back the other way. He already has a goal in this period. McCormick can't take the shot. Nice job by Hayden to shut that down. Now under 100 seconds to go. Here's Aiden Bain. Bain misfired on the pass. Holton there to pick it up. Holton, Sachs. Now into the zone. Snapped in on goal. To the bench goes Casey Johnson. And with 1:23 to go, Norwich will have the extra attacker on, as Tegan Byer was stopped on his last opportunity. Well, Norwich currently with 7 skaters. You can have 6. You can't have 7. Aiden Bain finds its way back to the bench. Byer in on the draw. He's got Harwell, Holton, and Kinahan up front with Sachs and Hayden on the point. Sachs knocks down a clearance attempt. Here's Hayden with a drive. That gets blocked. Hassler with a two-pad leg stack makes the save. Not sure if that's exactly the way he drew it up, but he'll take the save either way. 73 seconds to go. Byer on another draw. Harwell stripped of the puck. Cotton Jim goes back behind the net for Allen. Now around near, or rather to the far side. Sachs keeps it in the zone, finds Byer. Tegan Byer, a centering feed, goes off the skates of Kinahan. Chipped off the glass, but not out of the zone. Kept alive by Hayden. Hayden wanted to take the shot, didn't have a lane. Instead, it's Holton. Holton forced along in front. Nobody home for White. Now Harwell with 45 seconds to go. Harwell winds and fires. A headhunter. Catches nothing but glass. Pitchforked out of the zone by Tierney. This will go all the way down the ice. Does it have enough for icing? No, waved off at the last moment as Hayden was close enough to draw that call. Now Harwell back the other way. Harwell tries dipsy-doodling his way towards the front of the net. Knocked down by Gervasi. Souza with a drive from the point. That goes off the glove of Hassler. He looked inside the webbing, wondering where it went. Now Hayden. Harwell picks it up. Has Kinahan at the point. Harwell with 8 seconds to go. Blows a tire. Lost possession of the puck. Flipped up the boards. Kinahan for Holton. One last shot. It's blocked, and that'll do it as the Westfield State Owls in this exhibition matchup defeat the Norwich Sea Captains by a score of 5-2. We thank you folks for tuning on in and watching this exhibition matchup. Again, we certainly hope that we can do it again next year, preferably